Hi everyone, once again, another YouTube for Alice in Paperland. This time I'm calling this a flower card. I'm not sure what it should be, Flowerpot card. But it's not a card that opens. You just write your message on a tag that pulls out from the top. So it's quite a pretty card. Tag just goes back in. So to start off with, you need a piece of card, 260 millimetres by 130 millimetres. Fold that in half. Then from the open end of the card to the base, come in 15 millimetres and cut those two borders off. So that forms your shape for your pot, which I have here. There's my shape cut ready for my pot. 2 pieces of double-sided tape on the inside. This will keep it closed. So we'll just pull those off. Now you have your flower pot fully closed. Now to start doing the front, we'll pull these ones off first. Top one off first. I already have pre-cut my piece of paper, lining it up and sticking it down. Then with this bottom piece, I have punched another border, once again, out of the Martha Stewart punch. Punch the same border along, and once again peeling off the bottom of your tape. And I've also put tape on the back of there just to make sure it does stick properly. So peeling that tape off again when it comes off. And I'm going to stick that from the bottom of the pot up. So that's my pot covered. Then I'm just going to trim it all down. Trimming it down both sides. So that's the start of my card. Now I also have I've cut just a fancy border out of whatever dies you have. It can be a cuttlebug die, it can be fancy scissors, whatever you like for the top of your pot. Out of the same coloured card as the border. This is a paper and this is the same in the card. So once again, I have put double-sided tape on the back, my sticky across the front. Once again, I'm going to attach a ribbon across there. So pulling the sticky off again. Attaching the ribbon, going around the front. Cutting it off. Pulling the sticky fully off. And there once again I have my ribbon on the front of my piece of, I'm calling it the top of the pot. Not sure what it's called, but it's forming your pot. Okay, now you can either trim that to the same size as the pot, or you can leave a little bit of a hangover. On the first one I've trimmed it exactly to the pot. This one I'm thinking I might leave a little bit of a hangover so it looks like the top of the pot a bit better. Pulling your tape off, double-sided mount, and attaching it. top of your pot. Okay, so there's your basic pot made. Now I've also used on here, it's a little die cut, little tiny bird. This is what he looks like. So running through the cuttlebug, and then I've put the wing through the Swiss dots. I've attached the dots, the Swiss dots, with a piece of mounting tape. So you can attach him to the bottom of your card. You can place him where you like. It just adds a little bit of decoration to it. Now I've used on the top of the pot these flowers. It's a Cuttlebug die set. I've used the big one, the medium, the smaller and the smaller one. So they're the 3 dies I've used. I've just run them through the Cuttlebug. So they're my 3 flowers. I'll show you how to just make one flower up because I have done all the rest to save time. I just push them out from the back where those little holes are, and they pull out quite easily. So we have all those out. Now I leave this one flat, but I have inked around them. So just quickly put a little bit of ink on the flower, and I leave this one flat. These ones I'm going to ink around. But I'm going to shape them. As much or as little. Now to shape them, all I do is get a needle tool in the middle of the flower and pinch the leaf up. So in the middle of the flower and pinch the leaf up. That's all you do right the way around. And it just gives them a bit of shape. So I've done that on the 2 small flowers. You could do it on the big one too if you like. It's entirely up to you. But I've just gone around and pinched them all up. Okay, so there's my flower made. Now I've just got a little brad here, and I'm going to put it through 3 of them. Open it up. And there's my flower made. Now I want these a little bit offset, so pull them around so they offset one another. Like so. Then I tend to put a little bit of glue between the layers so that they don't move. Only need one spot between each layer, and they won't move. And then when you've got it all together, you can actually pinch them up again and make them the way you want them, which gives it a bit more texture again. Now to put them on the card, you can use double-sided tape, double-sided mounts, or I have some Zots, which are a clear sticky dot, and I just put them on the back of the flower. When they don't stick to you, we'll put it on the back of another one. Then arrange the flowers on your card where you'd like them. I've made the little ones in a different colour, and I've also made 3 of these larger ones. So we'll get all the leaves and flowers. So the flowers, and we're just going to put a sticky dot on the back and attach it to our card where we want them. Okay, so we now have our flowers on where we'd like them. I also have punched some leaves. So to put them on, all I've done is just use a tiny little bit of glue on the leaf. And just attach them where I'd like them on the card. Just hide them under the flowers somewhere, doesn't really matter. Attach them on the card. This one's a double-sided paper, so sometimes you turn it over if you like the other side to contrast. And you can always put a leaf in that colour on the card. So just attach all your leaves where you want them. Once again I have a little bow on there. So again, using the Bow Easy again, I'll show you once again how to use it. Wrapping it, holding it, wrapping it around once, coming up, down through the little hole in the top, bringing it around and hooking it through the loop that way again, pulling it down and tight again. There's your bow, made again, to cover it over. Do the ends on it, and up, fold it over, and cut it up again. There's your bow again. I'm just going to attach the bow. You could use one of your zots if you wanted to, but just attach the bow to where you'd like it to sit. So that's our basic flower pot finished. Now to do the tag, I've just cut a piece of card, 85 by 120, in the same colour as the top of the pot. I've also cut a little tag to fit across the top. I've put a happy birthday on it, and I've just attached a bit of ribbon with double-sided tape. So just pulling that off. And attaching it to the top of the card. Trim off any overlay again. Then through the Cuttlebug with those dies set, I've cut the medium shape out of that and embossed it. Once again, just ink around the edges of it. This is up to you. You either ink or non-ink around the edges. I already have the tape on the back once again. Remove all the tape. This is where you can write your message for your card. If you need a bigger message, bigger piece, then all you have to do is open your card where the flower pot is, and this just gets slipped inside when the bow stays on. Okay, so there's my card finished again. As you can see, they're from the same range of papers. One's mauve, one pink. They both look as pretty as one another. So I hope you like that card. Thanks, bye.